Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this season, the MVP race has been the most intense that it has been for a while. You could legitimately have over 10 possible winners this year. Nikola Jokic is single-handedly leading the Nuggets while posting historic stats in his best season ever. Joel Embiid is going off in the midst of his prime, resembling shades of Hakeem Olajuwon in the early 90s. Giannis Antetokounmpo is dominating the league with his usual monstrous play and impact. Steph Curry is leading the Warriors to a top 3 seed in the West and is demolishing every 3-point record in existence. Kevin Durant is having one of his best scoring seasons ever, and LeBron James is carrying the Lakers with one of his best seasons yet. DeMar DeRozan is reviving his career in Chicago, leading them to be one of the best teams in the East. Ja Morant is having a breakout season, and the Grizzlies, which are led by him, are surprising everyone by becoming the second best team in the league. Luka Doncic is on a tear, averaging insane stats while carrying the Mavericks. Seriously, the talent level this year has been absolutely crazy. Now, let's get into it. Okay, first we gotta ask the question, what makes an MVP? That's a question that has been asked ever since the award was introduced in 1956. First of all, stay healthy. At least play 60% of the season, which in an 82 game season is 49 games. Secondly, the players should impact the team's winning significantly, and the team should probably suffer if you were to take that player off of the roster. If a team is the same with or without the player on paper, I don't think he's worthy of winning the MVP. Also, have some nice stats along with it. Analytics have become oversaturated these past few years, but they still provide a deep look at a player's productivity. Obviously, stats will vary position to position, and certain attributes will be more important to certain types of players. And just to clarify, the MVP is a regular season award. I don't care about the player's playoff history or performances. This is just factoring in the regular season. So, I'm gonna follow this clear criteria as we examine 8 candidates for the 2021-22 NBA Most Valuable Player. So I'm gonna go from my least appealing choice to my favorite for the award. Steph Curry started off this season hot, with Golden State surprising most by becoming the best team in the league. He broke Ray Allen's record for all-time 3-pointers and crossed the 3,000 mark in December. His gravity is amazing and opens up the Warrior system better than any superstar in the league. But after the new year, he's fallen off a cliff. Now, he's still producing, but at a career low efficiency. This season, Steph's averaging 25.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 6.4 assists, and 1.4 steals with 43, 38, 92 splits. Now, if almost any other player had this efficiency, it wouldn't be that bad. But for Steph, this is horrible. I mean, it's more of a testament to his greatness, honestly. But he's definitely not a serious contender due to his down stats, the Warriors falling to the 3rd seed, and the long slump he's had. Kevin Durant could have been considered the best player in the league before his injury. He's on a tear in the scoring department, with his 29.1 points per game being top 5 in the league. Durant was carrying the Nets while Kyrie wasn't getting the vaccine and James Harden got chubby. Now, the Nets have Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond to replace Harden and take load off KD. I mean, how are you supposed to guard this?
Durant, great feathery touch. Will team him here at the elbow. Looking at a bunch of hands. Durant, sometimes it doesn't matter. Boy, they're all up on Kevin Durant, but they gave him a little daylight. Deadly!
He's averaging 29.1 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and around the block with amazing 52, 37, 90 splits. His playmaking ability has been very good, averaging the 2nd highest assist per game average in his entire career. But he ended up getting injured and missed 6 to 8 weeks, which basically killed his MVP case. So KD doesn't make the cut for me. Luka Doncic is going strong in his senior season in the NBA. His incredible scoring ability and his skilled playmaking make him a great franchise cornerstone. Plus, Doncic has shown to be an elite rebounder, leading all point guards in rebounds per game. He has led the Mavericks to the 5th seed as of the recording of this video, without much help from his former co-star Kristaps Porzingis. This has basically been the Luka show so far. This season, Luka is averaging 28 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, 8.7 assists, and 1.2 steals with 45, 33, 74 splits. Now, he started off the season rough after a lazy offseason, but now he's on fire after the new year. Luka's health has also been relatively good, having played 50 games at the time of recording. Even with Luka's great campaign this season, I simply think there are players that are just doing better. It's not that Luka's performing bad, others are just having amazing seasons. LeBron James is carrying the Lakers at the age of 37, and he's basically their entire offense, and he's been producing some of the best basketball of his career. This season, LeBron's averaging 29.3 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1 block, with 52, 35, 76 splits. This is his third highest point per game average in his entire career, and his shooting has also improved. He's been the Lakers' only hope to make the playoffs this season, and he's been performing. He also had a marquee performance on March 5th against the Warriors, where he recorded an insane 56-point double-double. But Los Angeles is only the 9th seed in the Western Conference, and LeBron just seems to give up at the end of games. So he can't fulfill his team's success, even if it's not his fault, which disqualifies LeBron. Giannis Antetokounmpo is once again having an MVP caliber season. In a tight Eastern Conference, the Bucks are the 2nd seed with Giannis as their best player. Without Giannis, Milwaukee would be nowhere near the elite level they're at currently. He's an amazing defender, having a Defensive Player of the Year under his belt. His playmaking has also improved by miles from him just dishing out the paint. He also is 2nd in the league in terms of points per game, with an average of 29.7. This season, Giannis is averaging 29.7 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.1 steals, and 1.4 blocks per game, with 55, 31, 72 splits. Now, his shooting stats might not indicate any improvement, but Giannis's mid-range turnaround jumper has turned deadly. He can hit over anyone, anytime, in key moments now. For me personally, he's a top 5 candidate, but other players have just been exceeding what Giannis is producing. Don't get me wrong, Giannis for me is the best player in the league, but MVP rewards those with the criteria, which others just meet a tad bit better. Ja Morant is absolutely breaking out in his junior season, becoming, in my opinion, a top 10 player in the league. The Grizzlies have surprised everyone, being the 2nd best team in the whole league, over teams like Golden State, Philadelphia, and Utah. Ja's had some of the most memorable performances this season, including a 52-point explosion over the Spurs with his iconic version of the Gritty. This season, he's averaging 27.5 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 1.2 steals a game, with 50, 35, 76 splits. His shooting has improved a lot from last year, going from a below average outside shooter to a good one.
On Morant! He'll pull from deep and put it! San Antonio, total misplay there. Morant!
Go to the basket to score. Don't go looking for a foul.
Morant, another three!
He's always aggressive in games and has showed he has that it factor. Scary to think that he's not even in his prime yet, which is crazy. And he checks all the boxes, just not as good as my top 3 do. A great season by Ja, but for me, he comes in 4th just because of how amazing the top 3 are playing. At this point, if you have any of these guys as your MVP, it's a good pick. This year's MVP is in the air anyway. To start off my top 3, we have DeMar DeRozan.
For the win! DeRozan to win it! DeRozan fires for the lead! Got this! Feeds DeRozan. DeRozan, pump fake for the win! Got it again!
After having severely underrated seasons in San Antonio, DeRozan took his talents to the Windy City this offseason, and let me tell you, it's not been disappointing. He's averaging 28.1 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, and 5.1 assists a game, with 51, 35, 87 splits. Excuse me, DeMar is hitting 35% of his threes this season? He's also averaged the most points in his career with the best efficiency. He's been killing teams with his patented mid-range jumper, and he's been one of the main stars bringing the mid-range shot back into the spotlight. The Bulls are the 4th seed in the East, a big surprise considering they didn't even make the playoffs last year. While other key additions like Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso have played a big part, the main reason why Chicago improved so much is DeRozan. His impact on this team has been undeniable and one of the biggest impacts in the whole league. He also checks the boxes with a little spice of narrative of proving every doubter wrong, but there are 2 other guys that are having all-time great seasons.
Jokic with the block shot, his second tonight. Oh! 13 left in the half, that's a deep one. Oh! Now Jokic is on the run!
Nikola Jokic is having a historic season statistically, with the highest single season box plus minus of all time. He's taken over almost every game and is the reason why Denver is in the playoff area. He's averaging 26.1 points per game, 13.9 rebounds, 8.1 assists, and 1.4 steals a game, with insane 57, 35, 80 splits. Jokic has also been an impressive defender compared to last year, boasting the highest defensive box plus minus in the league at 4.7. The Serbian is shattering offensive records and is playing even better basketball than last year's MVP season. His clutch factor and outside shooting really make Jokic stand out from your typical center. This man is incredibly efficient. I mean a 57% field goal percentage as a star center. For comparison, Joel Embiid has a 49% field goal percentage, 8% lower than Jokic. Honestly, the MVP race is extremely close. Jokic was honestly my pick for this award most of the season, but it seems another dominant center has stolen the award.
The offensive rebound, and 800 tonight for Matisse. Embiid!
Oh, a block from Embiid who denied the rim.
Get the roll, Embiid, the offensive rebound, and the put back. Joel, the step back 3, and Joel hits it!
Embiid to the baseline. Embiid with a fall away.
The process. Joel Embiid. He is having the best season of his life while leading the Philadelphia 76ers to the 3rd seed in the East. Just to remind you, he was the sole star on that team since Ben Simmons sat out till he got traded in February. Bro is averaging a league 29.7 points per game, 11.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.1 steals, and 1.4 blocks a game, with 49, 36, 82 splits. He's playing incredible defense with unstoppable post moves with footwork like Hakeem Olajuwon. And Embiid has stayed relatively healthy this season too. Embiid has been dogging the league with an unprecedented hot streak that catapulted him into this top spot. Now, he even has a co-star in James Harden to even show how amazing he can really be. Embiid has been one of the best players in the whole league and is a perfect candidate for the MVP. Team's great? Yes. Great stats? Yes. Good performances? Yes. Seriously, he's been a beast. And that is why Joel Embiid is this season's true most valuable player. And that's my MVP. Make sure to comment yours down below. Frankly, there are so many good candidates out there that there's gonna be a lot of disagreements. Even though my pick is Embiid, it used to be Jokic and before that, Steph Curry. For a complete order of my top 8, it would go like this. At first, Joel Embiid. At a close second, Nikola Jokic. At third, DeMar DeRozan. At fourth, Ja Morant. At fifth, Giannis Antetokounmpo. At sixth, LeBron James. At seventh, Kevin Durant. And at eighth, Stephen Curry. And if you like the content, you can support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. And you know, this year, one of the MVP candidates happened to be LeBron James. He's been absolutely carrying the Lakers this year, who have been awful after horrible moves in the offseason. They're currently in play-in territory after being expected to be a super team. If you want to know more about their disappointing season, check out this video above that details all of this and more.